a 2-month snow day. Okay, this is like a 2-month snow day. The things that are happening right now are all external to the housing market. Hey YouTube, it's me, Ashley Keller Williams, real estate in Everett. All right, so man, this is gonna be a crazy market update, okay? Because I think if you've been following real estate and what's been going on in the state of Washington, it has just been insane, okay? So it's been really crazy. Real estate has been more or less in kind of like a stop and go, okay? Everything has been sort of day by day, hour by hour. We're still, being impacted a lot by the stay home, stay healthy order, okay? So this order was put in place by the governor on the 23rd of March. And initially, real estate was seen as a non-essential business, okay? So basically everything shut down, okay? And then about 4 days later, it was determined that it was essential, and that the idea is that real estate transactions that were in progress, we want to like keep them going in progress, and we're going to make sure that agents can complete the things they need to do in order to complete those transactions. Mostly to avoid issues with like homelessness and things like that, right? So people that really have to get this done, I mean, what are they going to do? They just can't move? Or one transaction closes, but they can't close the other one. They can't move into their next house. Didn't really make a lot of sense, okay? So things were loosened up like last Saturday, so like a week ago. And they were loosened up only to the degree that we could sort of, basically do what we need to do, but very restricted, right? We still have to follow CDC guidelines on social distancing. We can't have more than 2 people on the property at one time. People cannot be symptomatic when they're seeing homes. And we have to have like, people have to be, if they're a buyer, they need to be pre-approved and actually ready to buy. Okay. So, there's sort of like in real estate, there's kind of like this shopping around, you can't really do that as much now. All right. Also, no open houses. So those are completely off the table. Really the idea is to avoid situations where you have large groups of people together. And yeah, we just want to minimize any unnecessary contacts. Okay. So minimize any unnecessary contacts. And again, everybody in real estate, all the real estate professionals, we really don't want to be contributing to this problem. Okay, we don't want to contribute to the problem. All right, so we want to be able to get things done and not contribute to the issue, right? So that's basically what's going on, all right? So you can imagine that, listings are maybe not getting the same number of showings that they would be getting. Maybe they're not getting as much activity as they would have been, okay? And this is perhaps making people that had planned to sell this year a little bit nervous, okay? Understandably, a little bit nervous. And it's perhaps even making buyers a little bit nervous too, because here's the deal. People that are buying a home now, maybe some of them had gotten laid off, right? So a lot of businesses had to either furlough, pretty much fire people, or lay them off, completely. Okay. So, it's created some issues perhaps with people getting financing, and, a little bit of uncertainty, right? Like, if you were, maybe you had been planning, for a year now to buy a house, or 6 months, and you've been putting money away and saving, but oh, whoops, one person in the household no longer has a job. Okay. So it's created a lot of issues there. I will do a video later, on looking at what's going on with mortgages, because all of that has changed too. So the requirements for the amount of down payment has changed. Some loans, they can't do right now. Everything has been really tightened up and is like super duper conservative. Okay. So that's kind of like what the landscape is. All right. So we're dealing with, a lot of restrictions on the showings, a lot of restrictions on how we can list the houses. And then there's restrictions on the financing side as well for a lot of reasons, lost jobs, and then changes in the standards that are needed for the mortgages, okay? So that's where we are. Now, I'm going to share some specific numbers, okay? So 98201, North Everett, that's really where I focus. I'm just going to sort of give you kind of like my view on it, all right? The market has been crazy, okay? Crazy seller's market. All right, so I have clients that are wanting to buy. We're still having bidding wars. Properties are still going at asking or higher. So, I mean, you might be looking at this thinking, hey, maybe I can get a good deal. Maybe we can get below ask. I mean, the numbers suggest otherwise. Not this month. Not this month. Okay. Maybe here in a few weeks, maybe sellers that have been sitting on the market will start feeling some pain and needing to move on. And so they might reduce their prices for that reason. But I can tell you right now, not happening yet. Okay. I had a listing in mid-March. Okay. I had a listing in mid-March. Multiple offers. We had 5 offers on the house. The house went over asking price. And I mean, not surprised. People are trying to get out of, people, they still want to complete their plans, man. They want to move on. People want to get a house. Okay. So let's talk numbers. Okay. So we're going to talk numbers here. All right. So here's my first graph. All right. So I just want to kind of orient you to this here. So, we have the count here over on the, left side goes from 1 to 50. And then across the bottom, you can see the months and the year. Okay, so this goes all the way back to February of 2019, all the way on the left. And then as you go across to the right, you can see the current month, which is March 2020. Okay, so you can see the light blue bar to the right is the new listings. Then we follow that by pending. Number of homes sold, the number of houses that are available for sale. Then you see in the darker blue, the days on market until a sale, and then month supply. Okay, so month supply. All right, so these numbers look insane to me, okay? Because here's the thing, we have like a seasonality here that goes along with real estate. And so you can see like, it's typically understood that, kind of like that October, November, December, January, real estate market kind of dips. All right. And you can see that in this graph. You can see that it kind of falls off. You can see increase, like, look at December and January, even October, of last year, you can really see the increase in the days of market. You can see the decrease in the amount of inventory, the number of available homes, number one, the number of sold houses, the number of pending houses, etc. Okay. And then if you look at the historic number in March of 2019, if you start there, you can kind of see, if you follow the new listings there, you can start to see our spring peak, right? Like it's going up and up. So up in April, up in May, it's a little bit lower in June, but still higher than the winter months, and then up again in July. All right. So you can see our summer/spring season take off. Okay. Now, when we go over to this year, when we look at February and we look at March, we can see that February, March, man, we can see that it's already increasing. It's like spring came early, okay? And one of the things that I think really happened is people have been really impacted by this quarantine issue and the issue with this virus going on. And it has just caused people to be like, oh man, I need to get my house on the market, okay? So, I mean, there's a little bit of panic, right? Like people are worried that the housing market is gonna crash. And they're wanting to get their equity out, right? Because these houses, man, they're like at the, the highest values they've been at in a long while, all right? And so people don't want to lose any money, all right? So you can see that the blue bar, number of new listings is up 40.7%, okay? 40.7% compared to last year, okay? That is high. That is really, really high, okay? The other thing to notice is that the days on market is way low. Like go all the way across to that blue bar. It's 7 days, even compared to February. February was like, just over 3 weeks. We've dropped it down 2 weeks for the month of March. Like people are just, boom, the houses are selling like hotcakes, okay? All right, so the next number that I want to talk about, these next two numbers are the median sale price, okay? So here's the next graph, all right? Again, you can sort of see that there's like a little bit of seasonality, North Everett kind of like hovers in this like sort of like $350,000, $400,000 price range, right? And then boom, March 2020, 456,750, okay? That median sales price is up 19.3% compared to last year. I mean, it's insane. Now, could it be that there are some outliers there? Sure. Like maybe what happened is some higher price listings sold compared to other months. I mean, that's entirely possible, but this is a huge number. That is a huge jump. 19% is a huge jump. So, let's just keep our eyes on that. Let's see what's going on into the future and see what happens, okay? But that is a huge number, all right? And what do I anticipate? I mean, looking at what's on the market right now, you know, I think that we're probably going to fall back down to like our normal price range, which is kind of like that $350,000 to $400,000 price range. But, you know, I mean, there's just not a lot of like super high priced inventory that's available right now. We did last month, you know, admittedly in March, we had a lot of things that were just higher priced properties that sold. And, you know, they actually went above list, because look at the next graph here. The next graph shows the percent of list price received, okay? And this month it is up 2.5% compared to last year. And this is really, you know, you can see the seasonality. It's very typical, okay? You see like if you go back and you look at like April, May, June, I mean, you know, you're probably not going to buy a house and get it under list. Okay, you're probably not going to get a house under list price. I mean, it could happen, but you're going to be hovering either at like right around 100%, or you're going to need to go above, okay? And the only times you really see it going below list are in December, November, December, January. Now, you know, this is a whole nother conversation to have when you're looking at numbers like this, where it dips down like 3% below asking, okay? Because right now, this month, we're up 3.5% above asking, okay? Okay, so, you know, the market admittedly is really nuts, okay? There's a lot of things happening. Do I think we're going to continue to have bidding wars? You know, potentially. And the reason I think that is because we just have quite a bit of buyer demand, okay? Quite a bit of buyer demand. There are still a lot of people that want to buy a house, and, you know, it's mixed, right? So here's what I am being told by clients. I have some clients that are like, we're gonna put this on hold. We're gonna kind of wait this out and sort of see what happens. And I have other clients that are saying, hey, I still want to like get on the market. Either they want to get on the market or they want to buy something, okay? I think it's kind of good news for both buyers and sellers. I mean, I know that, you know, I kind of have that approach every time, but here's the thing. I think for sellers, you technically, I mean, like right now, you're going to just have less competition. I mean, we see that bump, right? There's like this little bump up of additional inventory, but that inventory is going away pretty quickly, okay? I mean, we're still in a seller's market. Like the freaking amount of inventory available, months supply, is 0.8. I mean, that is still a very, very aggressive seller's market. 0.8 is incredibly low, okay? And because you still have buyers that are out there that are willing to like buy, you're probably going to still be able to sell your house for, you know, like a record price. Okay. You know, I know people don't want to hear that. Like they want the highest amount or whatever. I don't know. But, you know, you're still going to be selling your home for a record price. Like your home will have never traded for what you get for it at this time. Your home will have never traded for what you get for it at this time. Okay. Like that's the most likely scenario. All right. So I think with that being said, you know, what do I predict is going to happen? I mean, well, this is like a 2-month snow day, okay? This is like a 2-month snow day. The things that are happening right now are all external to the housing market. So, you know, in the previous housing crash that everybody is remembering that's kind of causing people to panic, the problem was, in fact, the housing market. We created the problem, okay? You know, we had these mortgages that were bad and it created an issue, okay? Here, fast forward, you know, the government seems to be much more prepared for what's going on, okay? You have government and business working together to try to kind of hold things together, right? You've got mortgage companies trying to work with people that own their homes, you know, really to avoid foreclosure. I mean, I think, you know, banks don't want to foreclose on people. They want people to freaking pay their loans so they can keep making money. All right. It sucks for them when they have to foreclose. All right. So, you know, they're going to try to keep homeowners in those homes. All right. And with that being said, I mean, it just really depends on how long this virus lasts. Okay. It just really depends on how long this virus lasts. I think that there's two scenarios. One scenario is boom, we finish up, you know, we're supposed to be quarantined here for another month, basically. So until May 4th. If we're able to like kind of like go to business as usual at that point, I think that things are going to bounce back a lot. All right. We've got people that have been sitting in their houses for 2 months, people that want to buy a house, you know, people are going to be going back to work. People are going to be showing that they have a paycheck again, and we're just going to like continue. It's going to be like, boop. Okay. That's scenario one. Okay. And I think that is, you know, pretty optimistic. I think, and probably pretty likely. I mean, I think we're working with some version of this. We're working with some version of this. It's going to be like, boop. Okay. And the reason I think we're working with some version of this is because the economy was really good actually before we went into this. We're just having like this freaking, like I said, a 2-month snow day. All right. The other option is we never get rid of this virus and we go to crazy land and the economy and the world is completely changed as we know it and everything tanks. Okay. Now, I know those are complete opposites. Okay. And I mean, I think even then, you know, adapting to some kind of new reality. I mean, you know, there's so many cool things kind of coming out of this, right? Like people are, you know, modifying their businesses so much and there's so many like really good changes that are happening. And, you know, I don't think it will take much time for the economy to sort of like adapt and recover. All right. So here's the deal. If you absolutely need to sell or buy, or you want to, reach out to me. Okay. I am helping people out. You know, there's, like I said, we have like limited real estate services that we're able to offer. Okay. That we're able to offer because there's a lot of restrictions from the MLS and from, you know, basically like, you know, my real estate office and all that stuff. Okay. But we are still able to operate. People are still looking at houses. People are still making offers and people are still buying. Okay. So please reach out to me. If you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe. Okay. I keep going back to this. This is an awesome time to kind of regroup and prepare. Regroup and prepare. Okay. I mean, you know, some of these things maybe you're not going to be able to hold on to as much, but regroup and prepare. Okay. I right now have a series going on about buying a home like a pro, I mean, I would recommend that you get on that program, subscribe and hit the freaking notifications. Because every time a new video comes to that, you should take a look at it because it's, you know, it's helping people get ready. Okay. Get ready. All right. So that is all I have for you. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks.